What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is season 1, episode 15 of Family or Fiance. So this week, I feel like we do have, the last couple of weeks, I ain't feel like the couples we had were really like, I feel like they needed to be one yonder. But this we have a couple situations. So we have Courtney and Justin, right? And the bottom line of the situation is Courtney is running the thing. Courtney wears the pants in his relationship. Justin is just there for the ride. Justin is a mama's boy. But Justin has done the fatal mistake that a lot of us make in our relationships. I have been guilty of it. And I think at some point in time, most of us have probably been guilty of it. And one of the things that he's done is when he gets angry with Courtney, he calls his mother and he vents. And then he gets over it. And then he don't understand why his mama has a problem with Courtney or his mother has an issue or an attitude. Courtney seems to be a very controlling person, a very matter-of-fact person. Both of them seem to come from a very spiritual background. And Courtney's own family even said she has to stop being so controlling and let him take the lead and let a man be a man. My mother always told me, let a man be a man. You cannot emasculate your mate. And even in certain situations, there's a way to handle things without emasculating them. You know what I'm saying? Courtney feels as though his mom doesn't like her and there's an issue, like there's just a wall there. It was something else that I was thinking and I lost it. I'll remember it, I guess. I hope I do, because I think it was something I wanted to important. So for Justin, it's his mother, his aunt, and his cousin. That's what I was gonna say. Now they are celibate right now, but they were having sex at one time, and then Courtney decided that she wanted to stop and wait till after they got married. And so I'm not sure how long they've been celibate, but they're still living together, and that's got to be hard. And I give both of them much respect for being able to do it. I respect you saying, "Hey, I want to wait until after we're married," and I respect the fact that y'all can live under the same roof and still do it, because that's hard, especially when you guys have been having. I mean, I wonder, do they sleep in separate beds? Child, that's hard. So we also found out that Justin's family has not had any parts of this wedding. The wedding is 54 days away at this point, and his mom had no input on the wedding whatsoever. So the activity for them is that they're going to go cake testing. They're going to go, Courtney with his mom, his aunt, and the cousin. And then on the other side, they're gonna cook dinner. I told you, they're gonna cook this dinner to death like they did the 20 questions last season. But okay, whatever. Y'all just gotta find different ways to have them have conversations other than just cooking dinner all the time. But okay, whatever. So one of the things that Courtney had a problem with was the aunt made a comment. Justin had put a comment on Facebook. Y'all gonna keep letting social media get in the way of y'all relationships. But anyway, Justin had put something on his Facebook talking about how he has a strong woman, and his aunt said you should want a virtuous woman. And so she was like, so what is she trying to say? She's trying to say I'm not a virtuous woman. Like, I feel some kind of way about that. I can see both sides of that coin. We're gonna get to that conversation. So they don't right now. That's their biggest concern right now. And the father was like, look, I'm handing my baby over to you, and I need to know that you are. Basically, I need to know you man enough to handle her. I need to know that you have enough of a backbone that you can run the household. And it seems like everybody's concern is that, even like I said, even on Courtney's side, their concern is that she's too controlling. Now, on the mama side, that Courtney's mother was saying, I want to make sure that there's respect there and that they're, coming from his family. I need to make sure that they're going to respect my daughter. I 100% respect that, where she's coming from with that mindset. So they go cake testing, and Courtney, You had an attitude from the word go. They got in the car, and Courtney she looking out the window. She's sitting as far away from his mother as she can get, honey. I thought she was gonna fall out the car. And they were trying to start conversation, and she was giving them those one-word answers, not really, you know how to have a conversation with somebody. I think they said something about, so how old is your brother? Oh, you have a sister. How old is your sister? 28. Oh, well, how old are you, Courtney? 26. She wouldn't make eye contact. She was not trying to engage in a conversation. So again, if that's the attitude that you have when you're around them, then I understand why they don't really be trying to engage you. Because why would I? So then they go cake testing, and Courtney asked them about the comment about ask her to comment about the virtuous woman thing. And she was like, I'm just talking the Bible. The Bible said you have your virtuous woman. Like, he said he got a strong woman. That's not what he should be looking for. He should be looking for a virtuous woman. Like, Auntie ain't back down from what she was saying. Auntie said it's Bible. I'm talking Bible. As long as I'm talking the Bible, I ain't wrong. I said, oh Lordy, okay. So I don't feel like they really got anywhere with the cake testing, because I just don't feel like they really did a whole lot. So they're at dinner now, and they're eating dinner, and they get to talking. Oh, I'm sorry. On the other side, while they were preparing dinner, what they realize is Justin has created a lot of these issues, because Justin goes back and forth between even though he said he don't want to play the go-between, he ends up playing the go-between between his mother and Courtney. But what he chooses to relay isn't always the accurate picture of what was said or what happened. It's like that game of telephone, and the common denominator is Justin. And so when his family is talking to him, and Daddy was clowning him, okay, because Daddy asked him about that ugly shirt he had on, and it was ugly. But Daddy was clowning him. But, they were saying, like, look, my daughter is strong-willed, and, we get it. We know that about her. But at the end of the day, what has happened that it seemed like her and your mom can't seem to get along? And when they got to talking, and they were like, okay, well, Justin, you told her X, Y, and Z, but did you ever go back and say, look, but we fixed it, we talked it out, we worked it out? Or you just let your mama think this is what happened? So when they were at dinner, they were trying to basically say, look, we realized that the common denominator in all this is that Justin is in the middle, and he's not purposely doing it, but he's in the middle, and he's not relaying things the way they should always be relayed, or he's relaying stuff that he shouldn't relay in the first place. And I do feel like his mom is holding on to stuff he told her at the beginning of the relationship. But the problem is, it was stuff that he never told Courtney. So he's calling his mom, complaining about Courtney this, Courtney that, Courtney this, Courtney that. But he's not talking to Courtney about it. And then we find out that his friends have concerns because he stopped hanging out. And he said, well, Courtney doesn't always like me to go out, and I don't even argue. Like, if I feel like it's going to be an argument, I just don't even try. And I'm thinking, is she your girlfriend or your mother? Like, I understand where they're coming from, because she does run that relationship, but he lets her. He lets her. You saying that you don't go out with your friends as much as you want to because you don't even want to deal with the argument because you think she gonna say no. Not that she said no. Not that she had a problem, but you think she gonna say no? So then this whole thing came up about her going to the hospital to visit his mom. And you know how sometimes people, they remember things the way they want to remember them, not how they really went down. And what it sounds like is that Courtney got to the hospital, spoke to his mother, acknowledged his mother, and then sat down and didn't really say anything else the rest of the time she was there and was on her phone. And from her perspective, why would I extend myself because you don't act like you like me From the mother's perspective, well, I felt like you were only there because he made you come because you didn't seem like you wanted to be there. See, it's all about communication. And then the way they were talking, it sounded like this happened 2 or 3 years ago. I'm like, y'all, this is a lot. But it really boils down to communication, and it boils down to Justin relaying or not relaying situation. And Courtney ended up getting upset, walking away from the table because she said she felt like they were attacking her. She said, what kind of person am I that I will walk into somebody's hotel room and not even speak to them? Like, what do you think of me that you think I would not even speak to you? Then the auntie, they got into it, and the auntie started talking about how the mother hasn't been included in any of the wedding plans. Now, Courtney, this is on you. And she said, well, she hasn't asked. No. And the mother and the auntie was right. The auntie said she can't invite herself to be a part of your wedding. You supposed to invite her. That's protocol. And Courtney was like, well, the phone worked both ways. No. Because, see, if she had started butting her nose into the wedding and she had started getting involved in the wedding, then you would have been like, why your mama in my business? Why she in my wedding? Why she trying to take over my wedding? See, no, Courtney. That's not how this works. Then even when they were in the car, that was one of the things the mother asked you. The mother said, so, what did y'all decide on for the reception for the food? And you were like, taco bar. You didn't even try to include her at that point in the conversation in reference to the wedding. She opened up the door and you didn't say anything. You could have said, we're having a taco bar, and, I've been meaning to, talk to you about what are you going to wear. Do you even know what the colors are for the wedding? Have you had a chance to go? Like, nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, the mother of the groom doesn't have a lot to do other than show up and look pretty, but you at least want to let her know what the colors are. You at least want to, you know what I'm saying? And that's on you. She doesn't come in and butt her nose in, because then she going to be accused of being overbearing and all this other stuff. Anyway, child. So the next day, Courtney's, she's pissed off. She's mad at Justin because she feel like Justin been throwing her under the bus with his mom. She mad at the mama. She mad at the auntie. She mad at everybody. And so the counselor said, I think you need to maybe have a one-on-one with the mother and have a one-on-one with the aunt. She agrees to do that. So they end up having a one-on-one with the auntie. Let me tell you something. Auntie said, look, the Bible said that the man is the head of the household. I mean, she was quoting scripture. I ain't getting into all that. But basically, she was like, the man is the head of the household, and he's the man, and you're the wife. And I ain't never gonna back down off of what is in the Bible. I'm never gonna back down off of scripture. And scripture says, so you can't run the house. And she said, but you don't. Something she said. She was like, well, don't you well, can you at least agree that? I don't want to lie on the woman, but something to the effect of, can you at least agree that it's a good thing that I'm strong enough to be able to run a household, or something to that effect? And Auntie was like, no, because that ain't Bible. So Auntie ain't back down off of it, but I do think they were able to at least talk, and she understand that Auntie isn't specific about her. Auntie just say, this is how it should be. Like, if you want to call it old-fashioned, if you want whatever, I call it just biblical. I just call it Bible. And you ain't supposed to be running nobody's household. He's supposed to be running the household. That's his job. So then she had a one-on-one with the mom, and I think that went a lot better. The one-on-one with the mom, they were able to really, really talk some things out and really, again, understand that the common denominator is him. And I don't even think it's out of any malice, but he's going to have to grow a set of balls with both of them. So then they went out on a group outing to a farm. They was picking strawberries and stuff like that. And he had a conversation with his mom. And the conversation with the mom basically came down to, she was like, well, I thought I was going to lose you. Like, you're my oldest child. You getting married. Because one thing, Courtney called him a mama's boy, and mama got offended by that, and Courtney was like, well, that's how I feel. And after looking at this, you are a mama's boy, 120%. And so there was a little bit of fear there with not understanding how their relationship is going to change and where her boundaries are as far as the relationship are concerned. Look, Courtney said that she went to go visit him, and the mama was talking about some other chick that he was dating, or she was trying to set him up with, or something like that. I said, these mamas got jokes. Because remember last week, the mama was still talking to the ex-boyfriend. I said, these mamas got some jokes, honey. But anyway, I do feel like that conversation went a lot better. And I'm hoping that it starts a conversation. It starts a dialogue outside of Justin. Because again, poor Justin, he don't know whether he's coming or going, child. Child. Courtney run that house. Courtney gonna run that house. And he like it. Because his mama probably ran him the same way Courtney running him now. And that's what he want. He wants somebody to tell him what to do, when to do, and how to do it. And you know what? If he like it, I love it. If he is happy, and he seems to be, then I am happy for him. And I wish them all well. So we get to the blessing ceremony, right? You know they gonna bless it. But anyway,